Hi everybody, my name is John Huldt. I'm a guitar player from Sweden, but I live in LA since 2006. I'm very often asked when I play, or rather people very often tell me that I look so relaxed when I play and it looks so easy, the things I do. So I want to share with you what my philosophy is on playing and technique, and how I do it to make it sound, or to make it look really easy and, hopefully sound good and all that stuff. And it's actually a really one basic thing that I do that has helped me a lot with this. It all has to do with economy of motion. So most people, and I'm going to use a super easy example, I'm just going to play a major scale. Most people, when they play, they do three things. First, they press, then they let go, and then they lift their finger. So if I was playing a major scale, a lot of people would do it something like this. Right. So what I realized is you don't really have to move your finger, you don't have to lift your finger. So that takes out a third of the work, and that leaves us with just pressing and not pressing. So when I play a scale, for instance, if I were to play a G major scale, if you look how relaxed I look in my left hand, it doesn't have to be fast, you can play it slow. Actually, I would encourage you to play slow. Is super relaxed, and I've just taken out the whole lifting part out of my playing. So to break this down, when I play the first notes, note how the rest of my fingers are already in place. So I sort of anticipate, and this will happen by itself once you're experienced enough, like you start thinking in longer phrases, I believe. But note how the rest of my fingers are already over the frets where I'm going to. So I'm playing the first note, and as I play the second note, you can see it, but I'm not pressing anymore with my index finger. So I go from the first finger, and as soon as I press down with my middle finger, I just stop pressing with my index finger. I don't have to lift it. Why would I lift it? Nothing happens here, it doesn't do anything for my playing. Same thing, now the pink is ready. When I press down with my pinky, I just stop pressing with my middle finger. So right now, these two are completely relaxed. I have no tension at all in the rest of my hand. The only finger I'm pressing with is my pinky. And as you can see, my index finger is already going to the next note. And as I press my index finger, I let go of my pinky, my middle finger is already ready. I press down with my middle finger, my index finger stops pressing. So instead of doing press, release, and lift, I just press and release. If you look through some other videos, you're going to see that my technique looks pretty fluid. My left hand looks really relaxed at all times. Even if I'm playing a lot of notes and I play fast stuff, it looks pretty easy because this is how I go about all my playing. Another very important thing, just to maintain good health in your left hand. Playing guitar is really hard. I find it to be a very difficult instrument to play. So anything I can do to make it easier, I will do. I'll take any shortcut that I can. And this is a big part of it, just being able to play for long periods of time. And sometimes you have to, if you're recording and stuff, you have to put in hours and hours and hours of playing. By only pressing with the finger you're currently playing with, I call this don't have glue under your finger. Sometimes I see guys, again, if we go to the major scale, they will play like, or girls for that matter, they will press with one finger and just keep it pressed. Not a good thing. We don't want to do that. Never press with a finger you're not playing with, or that you don't want to get a note out of. And again, the reason is that not only will it make your playing sound muddy and you get a lot of notes ringing over each other, but you'll also put way more strain on your hand than you have to. So if you can just play whatever you're playing and only press with the finger that you currently want to produce a note out of, you're going to save your hand a lot. Another thing I've noticed a lot of people do, and this is sort of the opposite of the same problem, like crossing between strings, especially with legato playing, it turns into this. Instead of, I recently taught a student who had a real problem with this. I devised a little exercise for him where I want him to go and just let those last two ring over. And if you're not used to playing like this, you're gonna be amazed at how tricky that can be, because you're not used to pressing with one finger and playing with the others. Getting into a lot of like chordal stuff is really gonna help you with this. Or backwards. Oops. But even still, I only press with the finger I want to produce a note out of, and that is like the biggest key, I believe, to develop a good, healthy left hand technique. You know, don't have glue under your fingers, don't bar when you don't have to, and only press with the finger that you need to produce a note out of. It will take a little bit of practice, and what you need to do is you want to play really slow, like super duper slow, like this is retarded how slow you're playing, because the learning process is a tricky one. Like the brain doesn't take in information very quickly, and the slower you do the programming phase, which is like this finger, I call the first phase of learning the programming phase, because that's where all the like the mechanical stuff happens. If you can do that at a very slow pace, it programs faster, so to speak, and you're gonna be able to play fluent much quicker. So always slower is always the answer. If you have a problem with anything playing wise, slow down. It will fix everything, I guarantee you. But yeah, so in short, what you want to do is to develop nice, good, clean left-hand technique. Only press with the finger you're playing with. You might have to sit and play one note at a time for a while. Here comes the next one. I'll let go my index finger. Here comes the next one. I'll let go my middle finger. There's no tension in my hand whatsoever, except in my pinky right now. And always try to like look ahead so you will play the next note. Your finger's already there. It doesn't matter if you're playing chordal stuff, well, within reason of course, but or melodies or riffs and stuff like that. But always try to be a step ahead, and that'll do it.